What's up? It's Trending Senders and you're tuned into the infamous Living Realm Network. Divine powers are always working for us because we're trying to do right. 7 tips to make you super creative. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a YouTube creator. Yes. But not only am I a YouTube creator, but I'm also a painter. I'm also a host. I'm also a music artist, a writer, graphic designer, website creator. I'm pretty much all over the board when it comes down to creativity. If you look at my channel, I've did every single last thumbnail that you see. I've designed it myself. If you look at my website, I designed everything on my website. When you see things in the description section, I wrote most of it off the top of my mind. And that's just my life. My life has always revolved around creativity. But I'm about to tell you how to be creative as well, and how to become even more creative than I am. One thing that you should know is that, being super creative is not something that just happens. So if you're just trying to become super creative right now, oh my god, I want to become creative right now, it's not gonna happen. You just don't become creative overnight. That's one thing that we know don't happen overnight. Being creative is something that happens over time. It's an overtime process. You repeat steps over and over and over. These 7 tips I'm about to tell you, repeat them over and over and over, and then eventually you'll start to realize that you are becoming more creative than you have ever been. So it's an ongoing process. Becoming creative never ends. It's kind of like infinite. It's kind of like the universe. It just never ends. There is no limit to how creative you can be. Me personally, I'm a highly creative individual, and you probably know it as a Realm team member based on the videos that you see. And by the way, I do all the editing and all the camera rolling and stuff too. You can probably see how good I am with creativity. However, there are a lot of people that I look at, man, and I say, wow, how did they do that? Wow, he is so creative. I listen to a lot of music every single day to get me pumped up, when I'm about to do these videos and stuff like that. And I just listen to some of these artists and I'm just like, wow, oh my god, man, it's crazy. People really have great talents. Some people have really super talents, and it just makes me look up to them. I'm just like, man, I wish I could be like that, but I can only be me. So you can only be you. You can only be you, and you can only go as far as yourself will allow you to go. So the first tip that you need to know in order to become super creative is that you need to record all your ideas. That's how the mind works. The mind only gives you ideas when you're not even thinking about the idea. When you're not really thinking about whatever it is that you want to create. When you're doing something out with your friends, when you're out and you're just in the spare of the moment, and it's just like whoosh. Or you can be riding in the car and it's just like whoosh, and this is happening. It just come across your mind. You always have to make sure you have some type of pen and paper around if you want to become super creative, because in the spare of the moment is when these ideas come, and you're gonna want to record them. Because if you're not as creative as you would like to be, 9 times out of 10 later on you're gonna forget the idea. And so it's like an ongoing process of thinking it, forgetting it, thinking it, forgetting it. But now you're gonna stop that by having something to write it down on. And I swear I got notebooks, I got copy paper, I got sticky note. You don't believe me? Sticky note. Look, sticky notes with little numbers on them. Sticky notes with addresses on them. I do this all the time. This is my life. I'm proving it to you. This is notes on the video from yesterday, whatever. But I do this all the time, and I'm telling you, in order to be super creative, you must copy down the information that your mind thinks, because you're not going to really remember it, because you're going to be bombarded with so much stuff after that idea, and you want to remember these ideas. All right, number 2, don't limit your ideas. Don't limit, what type of idea it is. I mean, if it's a small idea, whatever, you got to write it on paper. You think it's small, whatever. Don't just throw it away. Don't just feel like, oh, this is something small. Because the first thing your mind is going to do when you think about something new, it's going to give you a 5-second window. Your brain is going to give you a 5-second window to make a conscious decision whether or not you want to act on the idea. If you don't make a decision to act on the idea, your mind is going to go into automated pilot process. And what it's going to do is going to start feeding you thoughts of doubt, fear, worry, anxiety, what they would think, what he would think, she would think, what your girlfriend would think, and all that stuff. And you will just kind of like X yourself out of the whole deal, and you'll never ever really become creative. So never limit ideas, no matter how small they are. If it's a small idea to you, you know, it might be a big idea to somebody else. You never know. To you it seems small, but to me, that might be the best thing that I've heard. That might be the best idea that I've seen. You know what I mean? So you never know what other people are thinking. That's like the secret to ideas and creativity. You never know who likes you. All right, number 4, another tip to make you super creative is reading on many topics. You have to be an open-minded person in order to be super creative. I mean, there ain't nowhere around it. I mean, you can't be solitary, confined to just thinking one way if you want to be creative. If you're thinking outside the box, then you're doing the right thing as far as becoming creative, and that's what you want to do. You want to always read on different things, different topics. You know, when you stick your nose into different types of books and, you know, magazines and articles on the internet, when you're Googling just random stuff, you're actually helping yourself become more creative because your mind processes everything that you do. Like, you could read a book. Let's check this out. I'm going to show you how good the mind works. You could read a book, right? Not even read it. You could skim through a book's pages, like at Barnes and Nobles or Books A Million. Like, just skim through the pages. You don't even got to read the book. Just skim through the pages. Just skim through the pages. And I guarantee you, if that next day somebody asks you what were some of the things that you read in that book, you'll be able to tell them at least 5 things that you learned from that book. And you didn't even read the damn book. Trust me, I know I've experimented with this so many different times. All right, number 5, another tip to help you become more super creative is get out there and take a walk. Get out there and just take a jog around the park, you know, take a walk around the neighborhood, walk with your husband, do whatever you have to do in order to get out here in this nature. Because there's something about nature. Nature is like magical. It just, when you're in the universe, it speaks to you in ways that you can't hear the universe versus being trapped inside of a house with 4 walls. You know, so make sure you go take a walk. If you're having a hard time becoming creative and if ideas not coming to you, the thoughts are not coming to you for the thing that you want to do or something that you want to create, you got a mind block, brain freeze, writer block, whatever the case may be, instead of going to smoke a cigarette or whatever, just take a walk. Just take a walk. I mean, if you want to smoke a cigarette while you're taking a walk, that's cool. Just make sure you take a walk because you don't want to get yourself in a state of mind to where you're forcing anything. Because remember, like I always talk about, guys, it's all about being in a state of ease and non-resistance. You don't want to force yourself to do anything because when you begin to force yourself to do anything, it don't come out right. If you don't have the ideas and the, you know, the audacity to do what it is that you want to create right then and there, never force it. Let it come. It's gonna come. Your requests are always being heard by your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind might not know exactly what it is that you want to create or whatever, right? But your subconscious mind can feel you telling yourself on an inner knowing that we don't know, that we can't fathom, that you want to create this thing that's in your heart. You know what it is, but your conscious mind don't know what it is. That's why you can't necessarily think of it, what it is off the top of your head, but it's like your subconscious mind know what it is. So if you let the role play out, let life play out, your subconscious mind is going to go into power. It's going to go into work for you in ways that you can't even imagine. Nobody can imagine how great the mind is, the subconscious mind, the super subconscious mind. And so I'm going too deep in it. Basically, just get out there, take a walk, let yourself cool off, you know, and then come back to the drawing board, and then you'll notice that your ideas will become more open to you. You know what I'm saying? All right, number 6, make sure you take the time out to focus, at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. I tell this to a lot of clients that I talk to. By the way, if you need a life coach, I am your life coach. That's why you've been watching me. Make sure you sign up as a gold member. Just go to the website, sign up as a gold member. We can talk, we can text, we can do whatever you want. 1 hour a month, and I'll be glad to talk to you, you know, and get you into this habit so that you can become more super creative and accomplish all the things that you want to accomplish. I'm here for you, folks. If not, just speak or let your voice be heard. Leave a nice comment below. But make sure that you take 10 or 15 measly minutes out your day. Focus. Just focus on the thing that you want to create. That's all it takes. It's like 5, 10, 15 minutes. If you want to create something, you want to start a business, whatever it is you want to do, whatever creative thing that you want to do. You say, you know what, I can't talk to you right now. I can't do this right now. I'm not gonna watch my favorite show today, right now, at this time, in a moment. You know, I'm gonna take this 10 to 15 minutes to worry about my vision. You can just sit there on the couch. You don't even really have to do anything. You can just sit there and just think about the vision. You can do it the next day. Just sit there and just think about the vision. You know, you can do it the next day. Just sit there and think about the vision. Just keep doing it because you're still building on the thought processes. So make sure you just take 10 or 15 minutes out your time. This is going to help you be more super creative by just focusing on what it is that you're trying to create. 10 or 15 minutes. Come on, man. You use the bathroom for 10 minutes. If you're doing number 7, guys, make sure you think big. Whatever it is that you're trying to become super creative for, make sure this is a very big creative idea. You don't want to waste your time doing things that really make no big difference for you or they don't have any great significance to it. You want to do things that you can stand for, you know, things that you are passionate about, big things, have a big dream, big desire, super creative jobs, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to create, make sure that it's worth your time and your effort, okay, because this is what matters most. You know, the bigger, the better the challenge, the more fun. But at the same time, you're going to have to do all these 7 tips in order to get the ball rolling. Because like I said, if you do these 7 tips, and you can go back over and watch this video over and just copy them down. I also got these 7 tips in the description section if you want to copy them down or you want to print them out on your printer, whatever the case may be. Just make sure that you get these 7 tips. And if you repeat them over and over and over and over again, every day, easy. You're going to be super creative, no doubt about it. That's how I became creative over time. I just repeat things over. You know, I look at people, admire them. I don't hate. I look at them, admire them, you know, and I go back into my own corner, my own drawing board. I focus my 15 minutes of the day. I don't limit my ideas, you know what I'm saying? And I write down all my ideas in the moment on the little sticky notes I was showing y'all. I really make sure that I'm doing the best that I can as who I am as an individual. And you got to do the same thing. Make sure you're doing the best you can, but make sure you're doing it. That's what matters the most, the action. Anyway, guys, I hope this message resonated with you. I'm trying to send this up the infamous Living Room Network. Speak up, let your voice be heard. If this video resonated with you, press like. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next 24 hours. Peace.